Hi there, I'm Stella from Stella's Yarn Universe, and in this video I will show you how to crochet a teeny tiny apple. You can also turn them into little earrings. All we need for this little project is some cotton yarn in a DK or light worsted weight, and we only need a small amount of yarn in red and even smaller amounts of yarn in green and brown. And then we need our 2.5mm crochet hook or size C2, some toy stuffing, a yarn needle and scissors. So we begin with our red yarn and we start by making a magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your fingers, 1.5 times, so you get 2 strings on top and 1 string on the bottom. Hold the ends in place with your pinky and thumb. Then we take our hook and pick up the second string, pull it underneath the first one. Then we twist our hook to form a loop and pick up the second string again from above this time. Pick it up and pull it through the loop. There we go. Then remove our fingers and here's our magic ring. Now we single crochet 6 into the magic ring. So make sure to crochet over both of these 2 strings. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we pull our magic ring tight. So our first round is done. Now in the second round we're going to increase, so we will single crochet 2 in each stitch. Just to make it easier to make the first single crochet, I just loosen up the first stitch of the round a bit, because the first one is always the trickiest. The first stitch of the second round. So we single crochet 1 and the second one in the same stitch, and then move on to the next stitch. 1 and 2, and in the next 1 and 2. So we are at 6 now. 1 and 2 in the next, which is 8. 1 and 2 in the next, so we've got 10 now, and 1 and 2 in the last. Just pull the magic ring tight again to close the gap in the middle, and this is round 2 complete. Now if you like, you can also use a stitch marker, so you can mark the last stitch of the round, but because this project is really small, I'll just count and hope I don't lose count. So in round 3 we will single crochet 1, in the next, and then 2 in each second stitch. 1, 2. So that's 3, then 1 in the next, 4, and 2 in the next, 5, 6, then number 7 in the next, and 8 and 9 in the next, 10 and 11 and 12 in the next, 13, 14 and 15 in the next, 16 and 17 and 18 in the next. So that's round 3 complete. Now in round 4 we keep increasing, and this time we single crochet 2 and then single crochet 2 in every 3rd stitch. So that's 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 in the same, 5 in the next, 6 in the next, and 7 and 8 in the same, 9 in the next, 10 in the next, and 11 and 12 in the next. 13 in the next, 14 in the next, and 15 and 16 in the next, 17, 18, 19 and 20 in the same, 21 in the next, 22 in the next, 23 and 24 in the same. And that's our round complete. Now we're done with increasing, and we will simply single crochet 4 rounds of our 24 single crochet. My 4 rounds of 24 single crochet are complete now, and in the next round we're going to decrease. So we will single crochet 2, 1, 2, and then we'll make an invisible decrease. So we insert our hook in the front loop of the next stitch, then pull it down a bit and insert it in the front loop of the next stitch. So we've got 3 loops on our hook, and then we pick up the yarn and pull it through both front loops, and pick it up again and pull it through both remaining loops. So we will do this 6 times in total. So that's number 1. And again, 1 single crochet, another single crochet, and an invisible decrease. So front loop, next front loop, and there we go. That's number 2. single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. That's number 3. And single crochet, single crochet, decrease. That's number 4. Single crochet, single crochet, decrease. That's number 5. And single crochet, single crochet, decrease. And that's number 6. So our round is complete. And in the next round, we keep decreasing. So now we have a round of 18. And next we will single crochet 1. And then make an invisible decrease. And again 6 times until the round is complete and we have a stitch count of 12. Single crochet and decrease. That's number 2. Single crochet and decrease. That's 3. Single crochet and decrease. That's 4. Single crochet and decrease. That's 5. Single crochet and decrease, and that's 6. So our round is complete. Now I just pull my yarn out a bit so I don't lose my stitch, because next we're going to fill our little apple. So I just hide the end inside. And then I just take a bit of stuffing and squish it together so I can fit it in. And some more. And then I use the back of my hook to get it all in. And then I need some more. Until it's nice and plump. I think that's enough. So now we can continue with our last round. So in the last round, we will do 6 invisible decreases. That's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Just gotta be careful not to crochet in the stuffing. Number 5. And number 6. So now I'm leaving a quite long end so I can shape my apple by sewing in the end in a certain way. So just pull the end through and thread it onto my yarn needle. And now we're going to sew in the end, and I'm going to insert my needle here because I want to close this little gap that's still left there. And I want to make sure that the needle comes out in the middle, right in the middle of the magic ring that we started with. So pull it through, and then I really pull it tight because I want to shape my apple in that way. So there's a little dent right here where the stem goes later. So I pull the end really tight, and then I hold it in place there, hold the shape in place, and then I insert my needle somewhere close to the middle of the bottom and make sure it comes out right on top again. And this time I don't pull it too tight because I don't want a dent at the bottom. I just want it at the top. And now I insert it again somewhere near the middle and make sure it comes out in the middle of the magic ring. And I pull it tight again to form a dent. Oops. Hold it in place. Then insert my needle near the bottom middle. And again, let it come out somewhere in the top middle. And now I insert it one more time. Through to the bottom. pull it really tight. And I think that's enough. So now you can just let it come out anywhere you like to sew in the end. And then I just follow the pattern of the single crochet to sew in a bit more of my end. And then once you've sewn in enough, just cut off the end and squeeze the apple a bit to hide the end inside. So the base of our little apple is complete now, and all that's left to do is crocheting the stem and the two small leaves. So for the stem we take the brown yarn and we make a slip knot. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we make 2 slip stitches. So we insert our hook in the second chain, make a slip stitch, and another slip stitch in the first chain. That's all done. Now we just break the yarn and pull it through. And now we take the green yarn to make our little leaves. So we start with a slip knot, and then we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next we make a slip stitch in the second chain from our hook, then single crochet in the next, single crochet once more in the next, and slip stitch in the last. Then we turn our little leaf around and slip stitch in the same chain on the other side. Then single crochet up towards the other side. Single crochet another one, and slip stitch. Now we break the yarn, pull it through, and then we just sew in the end from the tip of the leaf towards the other end. So this is our first leaf complete, and now we'll repeat these steps to make a second one. So here's our little apple. Now we can assemble it. So I take the stem and thread both ends. Onto my needle. And then we insert our needle right here in the middle. And now we do the same with the leaves. Just cut the end at the same length. And thread it onto my needle. And then once again insert it here in the middle next to the stem. That's one. Then the other leaf. And here's our little apple. Now I'm just going to cut off the ends of the leaves. And here's a little apple. Now you can turn it into an earring, or you can just leave it as it is, or you could make loads more apples and make a whole little basket full, or whatever you feel inspired to do. I'd love to hear what you did with your apples. Please let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Please let me also know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any future crochet tutorials. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me. Happy creating!